Hello, everybody. That never happens at Apple. Apple doesn't give you free stuff for free. Free stuff for free. I'm already stumbling over my words. Yeah, Apple never gives you a second copy of whatever it is you ordered for free. That's definitely true. Trying to think of if there's like any equivalent whatsoever. But yeah, no, I don't think of that. Would you like an extra iPhone? No thanks. I only have one stand. Yeah, no, I've never had them do that to me. It'd be nice if, I got this iPhone upgrade program. They're like, just you don't need to send that back your old one. It'll be fine. We'll handle it. They don't do that. They're just like, okay, you got the new iPhone. Give us the old one back. You need to give it back now. So rude. Yeah, what are we doing tonight? We are working on Kineo, as if you can't tell. I got all of these pulled up. Like, I got Kineo stuff everywhere. Hey, guess what? We're working on Kineo. I want to try to get together like a solid version of my app. Like, you can get it in there and you can use it and you can actually build it up. You like the particles in the last video on Discord? Yeah, so I went into an iOS dev Slack that I'm in, and I started pitching. I don't know if you didn't catch the video, I started pitching like an idea that I had, and actually like inversed the pitch as it was on stream, for something to have like a useful Fire thing, and people are like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Somebody should build that." And so I said, somebody else should build that. I'm not a good enough 3D programmer. So, Compile Swift, if you want to steal this idea too, I will. I'm pitching it out to the world that somebody has to go build this. It's not going to be me because I am terrible at 3D graphics. The idea is you have an app, and that app is a volume in visionOS that is just a small burning fire. And all it does is it's there for ambiance, and it's like the Yule log videos that you see sometimes around Christmas, that people have just like a burning log that they put on their TV to kind of, just have like a nice sound and motion and that kind of thing in your room. And so I want an app like that I can just place anywhere in my living space. And all it does is it's like, like almost like a white noise type effect. It sounds like a fire, obviously. But it's just like a background effect, and it's like some nice motion. It's just kind of like a nice, like I said, ambiance type effect. But the deal is, every half hour or so, the fire dies down, and it can't maintain itself, and you have to go over and using the like hand tracking in visionOS, you have to actually go get the fire started again, and it takes a couple minutes to get the fire started again, because sneakily this app is actually a Pomodoro timer. And so what it's doing is you have your 25-minute working, and that's when the fire is burning, and then the fire burns down and you have to go rekindle it, and that's your 5-minute rest break. And then it burns for 25 minutes, and then it's a rest break, and it burns for 25 minutes and it's a rest break. So yeah, that's my app idea. The Logodoro, yes, exactly. The fire that I got yesterday is as good of a fire as I'm ever gonna see, and I want something that looks better than that, and also has sound effects and whatnot. Where is simulator? I just want to like launch the simulator because it should be in there. But yeah, I pitched that to a Swift or a Slack that I'm in, and a lot of people seem to really like it. Yeah, this is the best fire you're gonna get out of me. And this doesn't really look like fire. This looks like, and I kind of showed this in the thing earlier. It's like, this looks like the bottom of a rocket engine. It's fire in that sense, but I want like a calmly burning fire. You want to try to do this to combine with your new 3D learning? Go for it. I think it's a good idea. But yeah, I want something that looks like a fireplace fire and not a, rocket shooting up from the bottom. I'm happy to send you my Xcode thing. Yeah, this is the other problem. This is just part of another Xcode logo over here. You can have your idea that you thought of while birthday present shopping. Okay. What's this idea? Yeah, see, this also only looks good from like one angle. Hey, it looks great if you look at it like this. But then you turn around and there's like another partial Xcode logo and it doesn't look right. So this is why I'm not building my app. Scan an ISBN code for a book and it finds and starts playing the audio preview version for you. Ooh. So it's almost like a trailers, but for books. That could be cool. Actually, there was one time, I don't remember what movie this was that I was watching. I mean, the only movies that I go see in theaters are MCU movies, so it's definitely one of the MCU movies. Or I'm trying to think of like what other movies I've seen in theaters recently. It had to be some kind of superhero movie, because it was either an MCU movie, or it was Blue Beetle, or it was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It was definitely further ago than that. The only other thing that it possibly could have been would have been Everything Everywhere All at Once. They had a trailer for an audiobook. And it was like a visual trailer. Like it was like a movie trailer. And then at the end, it's like, get this book only on Audible. I was like, wait, what? So there's none of this video part of it is actually part of the book. It was literally like, it looked like a movie trailer. But those actors were only there for like, oh, this is what happens in this book. And so I found that kind of interesting. I don't remember what book it was for, and like I said, I don't even remember what movie I was watching when I saw it. But yeah, they had a trailer for an actual honest to God book, and it was filmed like it was a movie trailer. I just found that really interesting. Okay, yeah. So like you watching Silo on Apple TV Plus and now listening to the book. Yeah, so enough people have pitched Silo to me that I don't watch a lot of TV. And by I don't watch a lot of TV, I mean I watch an okay amount of TV, but it's like I'll watch like one episode of a show a day, and that's at max. And so I don't really have a lot of shows that I can watch at the same time. So a lot of people have been pitching Silo to me. That what I did is I went and I downloaded the book. So I'm going to go read the book instead. You wasn't sure you wanted to watch it either until you were a couple of episodes in? Yeah. So I almost feel like I should read the book, and then if I'm interested in the book, then I'll go back and watch the movie. So I feel like that's more likely to draw me in, is just reading the book. And then go back and watch the movie. Or the TV show. And hope that they didn't do to the TV show what they did to Foundation. Let me be clear. I don't think Foundation's a bad TV show. I just think it's a bad Foundation TV show. It's the same world, and then everything else is different. Yeah, the TV show is different enough that both are interesting. I like that take. I know a lot of people that are of the opinion that, oh, you can't say anything wrong about the show, or people that are like, the show's trash because it's not the same. But I think that they are both good, but that, you know, you just can't say that it's a Foundation show. It's not a Foundation show. It is not a good adaptation of the source material, I guess is what it would be. But like, they basically took they added an entirely separate plot line to it that is better than the plot line that is more closely tied to the show. And to be fair, I have not watched any of the second season yet. TV shows should be considered inspired by. It depends on, what specifically you're doing with the show. Trying to think of a TV show that's been a really good adaptation of the source material. I mean, like, the original Lord of the Rings movies are a very good adaptation of the Lord of the Rings books. But that's not a TV show. I'm trying to think of, yeah, like a TV show that's a good one. Well, Dune is a good adaptation of the book. The movie. The new movie. Not the one with Patrick Stewart. But again, not a TV show. I'm trying to think of like a TV show that was a good adaptation of its source material. I'm completely blanking on any. I'm sure that somebody's gonna go like, oh, blah blah blah. I will say, well, okay. This is kind of cheating. But the BBC version, the BBC miniseries of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That was a good one. It was a very good one. Not originally a book. And the reason I say it's cheating is because they got the actual original thing was a radio show, and they got the cast of the radio show to portray their characters in TV. And so, yeah, I don't think that's a little bit cheating, that you're basically just adding visuals to a radio show. But that was a good adaptation. I do think it was a good one. And yes, it had terrible effects, but it was also the 80s, so you know, that's how it goes. All right, yeah, let's go and build this. And I don't know if you might have noticed in the lower right corner, we got the gallery view up, and I think that's really what I want to try to focus on today. Is I want to focus on getting the gallery view of the app working well. And I said that last time, and then we ended up burning Xcode instead. And then I also said I was going to put together like designs and stuff, and I didn't do that. I spent the day gardening instead, because I don't know, that's what I do. But yeah, here's our gallery view. I think we've got a couple things that are obviously missing. One, we have no way to add a new item. It just doesn't exist. So I think we're going to put that there. I was going to say two, but that's really one. The other thing is, I don't want this to be constrained to this small window. I want it that when you go to the gallery, you have like a normal sized window. So like if we open up just a random app, let's open up settings, for example. Look how big this window is. This is the window that I want in my gallery. That's not the window that I want for my canvas. This is the size of the window that I want for my canvas. But for the gallery, I want it to be much bigger. So that's one thing to look into. Let's go start writing these things down. This is we should record our ideas. So create new animation button. Gallery window should be bigger than need you to come on the podcast again and talk visionOS and be the first repeat guest. Ooh, okay. We should discuss that. Gallery window should be bigger than drawing window. So yeah, I think we want this window to be bigger. The other thing that we're missing is the help button, which is here. Did I order a phone? I did order a phone. And I went very much back and forth on what phone I was going to order. And I did ultimately just make a decision. Ooh, that looks gross as heck too. Sorry. I know I just like stopped on a cliffhanger. So I said what I thought I was going to buy in the Discord, and then I changed my mind at the last minute, did not order that. So I said I was going to order an iPhone 15 Amateur Minus, aka the, you know, not Pro, not big phone. And then at the last minute I changed it to the iPhone Pro, iPhone 15 Pro. So I got the iPhone 15 Pro, 128 gig, natural titanium. That's what I went with. And I did that almost entirely because of the action button. That was the main thing. Almost entirely the action button, and then also, nope, 256 is not the minimum. Ding. Ding. 128. Yeah, almost entirely the action button, but then also I was a little bit worried that I'd miss the always on display. And I knew that that was a change that I was going to have to get. Because I basically told myself going into the thing that, oh, if the new phone got the dynamic island, I was probably going to get the not Pro phone. And then, yeah, the stand mode. Yep, exactly. And I think the stand mode does work without the always on display, but it's kind of like the watch in sleep mode where you kind of have to like touch it and then it wakes up. Whereas, you know, if you just actually put it in standby mode, or if you have the always on display, you put it in standby mode, it is actually always on. That reminds me, I should put on the football scores. I can just sit here and watch this. I said football scores. Compile Swift, you've poisoned my brain. Soccer scores. I was watching football earlier today, and it was amazing. But, no, soccer's for later tonight. Yeah, and I would have just gotten the black if I had gone the non-pro phone. They don't have a white one, which was kind of a bummer. I like to alternate on and off. They don't have a white one. They don't have a product red version. Those would normally have been the colors I would have gone for. I mean, this blue is almost white. It's not really. And I didn't like any of the other colors. You went with Pro 256 for all the same reasons? Nice. Yeah. Oops. And the fact that they both have this frosted glass effect on the back, the matte glass, I like that. Because I think... Yeah, no, I like the matte glass on the current Pros. I was absolutely ready to not have a Max phone again. I was like, nope, I'm not going with the Max. It's definitely not. And so, yeah. And then that and the titanium means it's going to be a lot easier, a lot later, or a lot lighter. I said later. That's not what I meant to say. And then I also got a this guy right here, the stainless steel black Series 9 Apple Watch. First time you've gone non-max in many years. Interesting. So my feeling was, or basically the thought that I went through, this was over many years, is I had the iPhone SE, the first gen iPhone SE. Let me go grab it. This guy. Still one of the best phones Apple's ever made. Period. Had this guy. Have the Swift logo engraved. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Engraved on the back of the phone. Had that. Went from that directly to the iPhone 10 when they came out with the phones with the notch. Jumped straight to that. Then went from there to the 11. But basically, so deal was, I hated that size of phone. Like I really like the really tiny phone. This is perfect. This is, I love the smaller phone form factor. 10, 11, didn't really like the sizes. They weren't fun. 12 came out, 12 mini, got it, loved it. Battery life kind of sucked. So when the 13 came out, had the 13 mini, also great, loved it. That was, I will say that's probably my favorite phone. It's the only one that's beat this. The 12 mini did not beat it because its battery life was terrible. Yeah, went from that to the 13 mini. And then the 14 came out, and I really wanted the dynamic island. That was the big one. And to me, it's worth it. Like, it was, okay, fine, I'll turn in the 13 mini. I'll go to that. I know I don't like this, like, mid-range size of phones. Maybe if I go to the biggest phone, if I go to the Pro Max, you know, that will finally be large enough that, like, it outweighs the problems that it has with being so big. It's like, okay, maybe going that big, I will see the light of bigger phones, and like I will, you know, oh, I get why having a bigger phone is so much nicer, because now it's finally big enough. Whereas the big but not super big phones were, you know, just, they were, you know, the bad compromise phone. Like, oh, you know, it's not big enough to be worth it, but it's too big to be the mini, and so it's not the nice thing. It's just like, here's this middle ground phone that nobody likes. And I got the Pro Max, and I was like, no, it's even more ridiculously big. I don't want it. It's not worth it. At least put me back to the middle phone. And so that's what I'm doing this year, is I'm going back to the middle phone. And yeah, I'm like, even just picking this up, it's like, man, this was such a good phone. Make phones like this, Apple. Want the tiny phone. Even the iPhone 13 mini, 12 and 13 mini, they were still just slightly too big. You know, go all the way back to this size. Go tiny baby phone. You end up carrying an iPhone, an iPad, and a Mac. Yeah, exactly. Like, if I want something that big, and the Pro Max too, it's ridiculously heavy. This is a chunky boy. And I kind of wonder, I doubt it's actually true. Hold on, we're gonna look. But it definitely feels, because of the weight distribution, it almost feels like the Pro Max is heavier than an iPad mini. Do they have the iPhone 14 Pro Max specs still around? I don't want to buy this. Let's not go to the store. Let's just go to, can you tell me about this? Okay, no, this is taking it straight to buy. Where's the, I want the weights. Do you have like the tech specs? If I go to the iPhone 15 page, will it let me, oh, explore all iPhone. This is what we're looking for. Compare. Where's the compare button? Compare all iPhone models. So let's go with the 14 Pro Max. And then I can't pull up the iPhone. A bigger iPad comes along. Yes, I would definitely get a bigger iPad. But I'm not carrying an iPad in my pocket. That's the thing. Okay, so the 14 Pro Max, 240 grams. iPad mini. $293 grams. So they're almost equivalent. But the iPad mini, dimension-wise, is so much bigger that it's obviously significantly less dense. But other than that, like, yeah, the weight similarity between the two, that's too close to be, you know, the size that it is. Okay, so let's 160.7 times 77.6. Yeah, that's the other thing. The pencil on the iPad, if I could use a pencil on the Pro Max, and they were even just like, oh, you can only do this in the Pro Max, that would maybe be worth it. You can't even do that. Hey, bad man, how are you doing? Okay, so this is in millimeters, cubic millimeters. Let's go with 240. So it's that per cubic millimeter. Let's just open Calca. Hey Olivia, how are you doing? We're gonna use Calca to do this. Okay, so max. Okay, we're just gonna kind of copy these. Oh geez. Height, width. Just gonna go grab bloop, width, depth. Wait, so max height equals 160.7 millimeters. Max width equals 76 millimeters. Max depth equals 7.85 millimeters, and max weight equals 240 grams. So then max volume equals max height times max. I want to know if it's smart enough to handle all of the units for me. Yeah, it is actually. Wow. It didn't simplify them, but that's basically what I want. So max density equals max weight over max volume. 0.025 grams per millimeter cubed, cubic millimeters. Okay, so now let's do the same thing for the mini. And I can't easily copy these. Mini height equals 195.4 millimeters. Mini width equals 134.8 millimeters. Mini depth equals 6.3 millimeters. Mini weight equals 293 grams. Mini volume equals mini height times mini width times mini depth equals a much bigger number, a significantly larger number. Yeah, look at that. So what is that? Max density over mini density? Yeah. The Pro Max, the 14 Pro Max is like 1.4 times as dense as the iPad mini. That's ridiculous. So yeah, no wonder the Max feels like you're carrying a brick around in your pocket. Yeah, no, that's I think that's you know. Also, this says grams per G. Hold on. Grams. There we go. This is why your jeans sag. It's not your butt. Yeah. It's not my fault that my belt isn't strong enough to handle an iPhone Pro 14 Pro Max in my pocket. Yeah, no, this is kind of ridiculous. And so yeah, yeah, no wonder carrying an iPhone mini, or sorry, an iPad mini doesn't feel as bad as carrying around the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And so then yeah, let's do the same thing for the titanium, the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I want to look at this. So height. You know what? Actually, I don't care. Somebody else is free to do that math for me. We're gonna go back to doing development. So this is what we figured out right now. Creating an animation button, Creating the new animation button. Create new animation. Making the create new animation button. Here, let's put quotes around this so that I can understand the only thing that I wrote. Create new animation button. Gallery window should be bigger than the drawing window, and animate reordering when the window resizes. So that is what we intend to have exist. So I kind of want to go look at examples of other apps to see what like a new button would look like. So I think we're going to start there, because I know what it looks like in Kineo. It looks like this dotted line, but I don't want to just copy all of the iOS stuff. I want to, oops, that was not what I wanted to do. I want to make it feel like a visionOS app. So we're gonna take a look at, Freeform has probably got one. Oh, look at this. We've got a tab bar up top. What caused it to like highlight there? I don't know what happened. And yeah, we've got a little new button. I mean, that killed that app. Yeah, Freeform. So we've got, oh, now how do I get back? No, that's the system dropdown. I want this one. No, what are you doing? I mean, this. There we go. So I got a bunch of information in here about this particular thing. Ooh, hold on. Should we do this, and this can be where our share button is? Because right now we have our share button in the bottom thing. But if we can put a menu up there, maybe this is a good idea. Also, why is open? Okay, so open, ooh. That was not where I was expecting that to be. God, this is not doing what I want. So we close this, hold on. There we go. I have to be very careful about clicking that button. Going back to the gallery is in here. Interesting. Okay, and then yeah, having this menu up here. So what we could do is we could have like a gallery here. We could have a gallery here, and then we have our new button. And maybe we do use this UI. Maybe that even works. What does this button do? Oh, this is sorting. Interesting. Okay. We don't have a way to sort our UIs or our animations. But yeah, so we have that. So let's see if we can figure out how to do this. I assume that it's a document-based thing, which right now our app is not document-based. So we might have to go figure that out. But yeah, I like this idea that we have the menu up top. And I've thought for a long time, should Kineo have names for your animations? And I'm beginning to move towards the idea that yes, it should, which it previously has not had. But there's a couple different things driving me towards now it should have that. With iOS 16, they did do this whole, document redesign stuff where you have kind of a different effect for document-based apps, and it looks different, and it's like, here's the design for a document-based app, and it's got the like left-aligned title, and you've got the drop-down menu and a bunch of stuff. And so I think Kineo works in a manner where that design actually works better. And so maybe we should move it to a document-based thing just to get that design. B, for the longest time, I've been doing this by creation date, and there's a problem with that in that that falls afoul of the new permissions rules that they've got coming out, where it's like, oh, if you want to look at creation dates of files, you've got to get permission to do that, or at least you've got to disclose that. And I don't want to have to disclose that I'm digging through your files for creation dates. Like, that seems like a weird thing to be doing. And so I don't want my app to show up as like, oh, it's this app might be doing something nefarious. It's not. I'm literally just trying to sort your views. And so if I can start storing that elsewhere, maybe that's a better idea. C, due to some bugs that people have been sending me recently, I am thinking about just redoing the document thing for Kineo entirely. Did I accidentally? Let's leave this comment. Thinking about redoing it entirely, and so maybe not being JSON based. I'm considering a couple different things. Perhaps SQLite, perhaps like a bundle format. Something like that, where it's not just a big JSON dump anymore, because that has not been there have been a number of bugs that have been happening due to the fact that I just kind of arbitrarily use JSON as my serialization format. And so I'm thinking that if we're changing our format anyway, maybe we might as well revamp a lot of things. And I think maybe, yeah, using SQLite might be a good idea. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts behind that. So maybe what we want to look into today is, what does a document-based app in SwiftUI look like? Because I actually have no idea. Document-based apps. And I may have never done a document-based app in UIKit. I definitely did document-based apps in AppKit, NS document. Those are good times. I don't think that I've done a UI document-based app, because Highlighter's not. Scroll Notes isn't. I'm trying to think of like my old apps. iComo News wasn't. Box Magazine wasn't. Kineo obviously isn't. Never was. I did some third-party apps for a different developer. I don't think any of those were. I'm like blanking on other things. None of the apps so the app that I worked on, my first job, Newsy, that wasn't a document-based app. None of the apps that I worked on at the consulting gig that I worked at were document-based. Rover wasn't, and Chewy isn't, so. And then none of my current-based apps are. So yeah, no, I think I've never done a UI document app. I definitely did NS document-based. I had a couple different NS document-based apps, I think. Definitely my first publicly purchasable app, Pencils Down. It's a Mac app. That was document-based. That was definitely an NS document-based app. Trying to think of, yeah, like scanning my brain for what NS document or what AppKit apps did I do ever? What other Mac apps did I build? So I built, my first ever app was a app to track life points in various collectible card games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, The Gathering, those kinds of games. That was my first ever app. My second ever app was to track gift lists. So you could track not only what you wanted and share it with other people, but also you could track other people's, like you could store gift ideas for other people. I don't think that was document based. I'm blanking on it, but I don't think it was document based. Then Pencils Down. That was the first real app I think I had. That was document based. Then I did an app called Freeze Frame, which later became Bokeh, which literally later became Blitz because we kept having naming issues. That app was not document based. That app was an app that lets you freeze other apps so that if it was like hogging too much of your CPU, you could just be like freeze, and it would stop, and it wouldn't be using any of your CPU anymore. That was not document based, obviously. There's nothing in there that would be a document. Did an app called Misu that was for sharing playlists across iPods. You plug both iPods in, and it would just like, oh, I want to send a playlist to somebody else. That was that. Apple sure locked that and called it Xcode. No, Xcode is the thing that uses all of your CPU that you would tell Bokeh Blitz freeze frame to hold on. That's what that should have used. Xcode gives us a reason to exist. Misu, what else did I work on? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I feel like there was at least one other app that I worked on after Misu. One other Mac app until Scroll Notes and Black Highlighter. But yeah, so maybe the only document-based app I've ever done was Pencils Down. That came out in like 2005. So it's been a while. It's been a minute. Uh, 2005, that's too early, right? Let's see if any reference to this exists anywhere on the app anymore. Pencils Down for Mac. Look at this. Boom. Nothing about dates in here. How to uninstall. Nope. Because it's timeless. Yeah, I mean, this would be it. I don't think this is going to have anything. Yeah, this is just how to uninstall any macOS app. It just apparently created a bunch of different options for this. It has 2 stars from 1 rating. Good idea, but it's still missing some features. Reviewed in 2011. Bull. This app was long gone by 2011. Oh, here we go. Its last update happened in 2006. So yeah, maybe the first update happening in 2005 or so is not wrong. Overdue for an update to add those features before you lose them. Hey, the only app that I've ever built that had that kind of lifespan is Kineo. Kineo came out in 2008 and is still getting updates today. So, all right, let's look into this. UI document. Gross. We're not doing that. What's a document-based app in SwiftUI? Building a document-based app with SwiftUI. Look at that. There we go. I think we are going to want to keep this page around because I think it's going to give us concepts. But I think we mostly care about what does it look like in SwiftUI. Configure the sample code project. Create the data model. We've already got that. Export the app's document type. The app defines and exports a custom checklist document type that tells the operating system to open checklist documents with this app. So I think we don't have this currently because we don't share our files outside of the app, but I did recently add kind of that feature to Kineo, but it was like a debugging thing more than anything else. And so I think we are going to have to do this. So export the app's document type. That is something that we're going to do. Define the app's scene. A document-based SwiftUI app returns a document group scene from its body property. The new document provider that an app supplies to the documents group's initializer must conform to file document or reference file document. So is that back to this data model? No. No. The new document parameter that an app supplies to the document group's init new document editor initializer must conform to file document or reference file document. This sample adopts reference file document. So we need to look up what those two are. Adopt the reference file document protocol. Hey, this seems like a good idea. Adopts the reference file document protocol. So yeah, let's grab this. Let's also grab this one. The readable contents property defines the types that the sample can read, namely the checklist document type. Fair enough. This is not how I would write this code, but okay, that's fine. I'm just going to disagree with Apple's code. Your sample code sucks. Let's get rid of it. Sample reads data from a document in the init with configuration model. After reading the file's data, the initializer uses a JSON decoder to deserialize the data into model objects. The Amazon truck goes past and you wondered if you ordered anything. It's come to that. I do have something that is ordered from Amazon that should show up today, but I also have their like Amazon key delivery, and so they will literally open my garage door, and I'll get a notification that somebody opened my garage door. So that's how I'll know that my Amazon delivery is here. Yep, it's not here yet. So yeah, so we need to do this. Throw a Cocoa error. What's a Cocoa error? Is that not an NS error? There is a Cocoa error. What? Did not know that this existed. Okay, Apple, I take back what I said about your sample code because I didn't know Cocoa error existed. That's good to know. When the user saves the document, the snap model returns a snapshot of the document's data for serialization. Perfect. Seems fine to me. Conversely, in the file wrapper configuration, a JSON encoder instance serializes it into a file wrapper. Undo and redo actions, we don't care about that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, reference file. A type you use to serialize reference type documents to and from a file. What is a file document? To serialize documents to and from a file. Oh, hey, look at this. So the difference is, do I want the document as a reference type like a class, or do I want it as a value type like a structure? That makes sense. What do we currently store our documents as? It is a structure. So I guess we're gonna take file document. To store a document as a value type, like a structure, create a type that conforms to the file document protocol and implement the required methods and properties. Your implementation provides a list of the content types. If the list of content types is different than those it reads from, you can optionally also define writable content types. Loads documents from file in the init with configuration initializer, stores documents from file by serializing their content in the file wrapper configuration. Okay. Let's go create a issue so that we can create a branch that is add document based app support. We're going to currently limit this to 24. We didn't create a milestone for this. No milestone. visionOS. Okay, so now we've got a branch for this, and we will go start writing code. You know, an hour into streaming, we should maybe actually finally start writing some code. All right. So I think what we want to do is we want to make this just Do we want document itself? I think. Do we want document itself to conform to file document? I kind of feel like the answer is no, not really, but let's see what we get. So I don't know why I put all of these down here. I think I got too addicted to putting stuff at the bottom, like properties at the bottom, but if they're public properties, then they should be at the top. I was putting private stuff at the bottom. Public stuff should exist all the way at the top. So we need some protocols. What do we need? I mean, I don't really want to add protocol stubs because I know they're going to go right here, but gross. We need this. Okay. So here's file document down here. Public static var readable content types UT type. Public static let readable content types equals UT type dot. And then I guess we need to actually define a UT type. Do we need to define our own UT type? Let's take a look at this. We're gonna go back to here, where they defined a type here. Static let checklist document equals this. So let's go with, what is a UT type? It's a, there's like a term for it. Uniform type. Okay, so let's go with public static let uniform type, and we'll give it an identifier, and that is going to be com.cocotype.kineo.flipbook. So there's our document type, and then we can return from readable content types equals uniform type. Cannot find UT type in scope. Yeah, that would, we should import that. Ooh. Does this need to be a UT type exported as? Yeah, let's try that. Perfect. All right. Public init with configuration, read configuration. So let's go ahead and, what is in a read configuration? File document read configuration. Content type and a file wrapper. Okay. What's in a file wrapper? It's an NS object. Can we get just like a URL off of it? File name. I want like a URL. Read from URL. No, that's not what I want. So I can initialize it with a URL. I want to know how to actually go get this information. File wrapper is contained within a file directory file wrapper. No. URL referenced by a symlink. Also not what I want. I mean, there is accessing files, but this is just the file name. I want the actual URL. Regular file contents. Here we go. Okay. Contents of the file system node associated with a regular file wrapper may contain nil if the user modifies the file, but before it's been a thing. Use the immediate reading option to reduce the likelihood of that problem. I think we're just going to throw an error if we can't do this. So guard let data equals configuration dot file dot data. Nope. Dot, what was it? Regular file contents. Else, and then we need like an error. Do we have a document error somewhere? No. Okay. Do we have a Cocoa error for this now that we know that Cocoa error is a thing? File read no such file. Data. There's a core data. There's so many errors in here. Man, this makes having errors a lot easier. Let's go with file read no such file. We don't have to go define our own errors. Thrown error code type does not conform to error. Construct an error Cocoa error instance. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I want. Okay, so now we have our data. So now I think what we want to do, now that we've got data, we should be able to shell out to our own codable implementation, right? Self.init from, oh gross, we have a decoder. We can't just create a decoder from data, can we? But does JSON decoder? JSON decoder conforms to top level decoder, which does not conform to decoder. Yeah, here's top level decoder. Okay. Top level decoder does not seem to exist from decoder. I can't just say self equals try JSON decoder decode self.self from data. This doesn't work, right? Okay, never mind. We'll do exactly that. This is fine. Okay, so what I need to do then is now I need to write it. Self.self is totally a me coding thing, yeah. Excuse me, it's capital self dot lowercase self. It's completely different than what you typed. Yeah, self equals self.self. Duh. This is just being very self-affirming. I am me. Just keep adding self until it offered other options. Well, you can just do .self on a self indefinitely. So we'll just leave it like that. File wrapper. So now it looks more like a CSS selector. We need a file wrapper. Okay, so how do I create a file wrapper? I can init with a URL. Regular file with contents data. Hey, look at that. Let data equals, let data equals try JSON encoder, encode self, return file wrapper, regular file with contents data. Can we actually just do this all in one line? Wait, does this return, does this need a try? Yeah. We can totally do this. Look at this. Ta-da! Let's throw a couple extra selves in here just for good measure. Yeah, no, I think that looks good. Let me get rid of these selves. We'll leave the other selves. But I mean, come on, making that joke twice, that feels way over the top. Let's not do that. But yeah, this makes it conform to file document. So that was easy. Let's go back to our thing. So we need to define the app scene. A document-based SwiftUI app returns a document group scene from its body property. The new document parameter, variable name of Zelf. There you go. Document group, new document, checklist document, configuration in checklist view. Okay. I'm assuming that the checklist view eventually has to be passed to the document. But let's not worry about that for now. Let's go find our app. Kineo. Where's the like app parts? Here we go. Kineo Vision app. There we go. Okay, so we have a window group, the root view, which has a current document. Look at this. We already passed it a document. This is too easy. This is almost scary easy. Document group. New document. Yeah, so document group. There's our new document. And then what are our other options? Document group. Editor? Yeah, so editor. Oops. Configuration in. So our new document, okay, let's get rid of this. Get out of here. New document is just going to be document. Oh, I guess we need to import data. Also, why don't we have all this crap here? Data vision, yep. So this is going to be what a blank document looks like. So pages, page, nil. So that's what creating a new document looks like. Requires that document conform to reference file document. Why? You didn't say that. Hold up. Available when document conforms to file document and content conforms to view. Why is it saying that it needs to be reference file document? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe let's finish filling out this other editor. And then we'll come back to this. Editor just returns content. So root view, current document is configuration dot document. There's even an observed object in here. Look at that. Generic struct reference file document configuration requires the document conform to reference file document. Why? Document group where document conforms to reference file document. Document group where document conforms to file document. We conform to file document. Document group where document conforms to file document. New document, editor. These should be working just fine. Document conforms to file document. And I don't think of any way to make that more public. Public thing conforms to file document. Requires the document conform to reference file document. Well, I can't do that because it's not a struct, or it's not a class. It is a struct. I feel like we're gonna do a clean. We're gonna start over. Because maybe it didn't pick up. It's time to go to Tourist Land. Where do we define our reference to data? So here's data. Where's the actual Kineo vision target? It's right here. It needs a new line here and a less new line here. Oh, did I not have new lines? I have new lines starting down there for some reason. That's weird. Kineo Vision relies on canvas and export. Canvas relies on data. Okay. So it should know about data. Canvas, export. Does export also rely on data? Yeah. So it should definitely, in multiple ways, know about data. Requires the document conform to reference file document. And we're saying that that's not true. Where document equals datavision.document. Type any file document cannot conform to reference file document. I don't want it to. This definitely says that I can create a document group. From a file document. Available when document conforms to file document and content conforms to view. Okay. I want to see if this is just a visionOS thing. Let's go look at our iOS app, I was going to say, but then I realized that this is not SwiftUI. So that might be easier said than done. What if we just go into the app and we find somewhere here? App delegate. Let's just, you know, write this code. Even though it's not actually going to do anything. Let document group equals document group. Okay, so look, this one has like 2 things in here. Ah, I see the problem here. Look at this. The reference file document takes a closure that returns a reference file document, whereas the other one just takes a file document. That's what I've screwed up. Okay. So rather than this, what we want is this, and then we just want that, and that should make it work. We need a new document. Hey, there we go. Okay. Did I just miss that repeatedly when I was looking at the code? Well, so this says it's a closure for file document. This definitely is just wrong. This is just incorrect. This well, this does say auto closure. So maybe that's the deal, because this is actually an auto closure. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, new document. This is from a document. Reference file document is this. This one's auto closure. This one's not auto closure. Okay. This documentation's just, I can't read. The documentation is correct. But I missed the word auto closure here for this one and it not being here on this one. That's the problem. Okay. I think we've somehow slowly walked back to sanity. All right, we can get rid of our changes to app delegate and build and run. See what we get. Oh, this was not at all what I was expecting. Let's close freeform. I was not expecting to get a brand new UI entirely for free. This is new. I like it, but it's definitely new. It's free, take it and sell it, yeah. I don't know how to create a new item. That seems important. Yeah, we have a document browser here, but we don't have a way to create a new item. Let's see what we got. Okay, initializers. Yeah, we don't have an editing, so yeah. Used for creating and editing documents. What is this one for? For creating and editing file documents. Okay. You know, I don't think any of these are what we want. So, yeah, I don't know what to do here. Oh, I can hit Command N. The build succeeded, just scared the crap out of you. Perfect. Oh, do I need to go to like an actual area first? Hey, there we go. Okay. Document could not be opened. No location available to save untitled. Well, yeah, because we're in recents. Shared? No. How do I create like a... What? Why isn't this just saving into my personal area? The document untitled could not be opened. No location available to save untitled. I mean, I get it, but where are all my other locations? I open freeform. There's like a whole thing here. How do I close this one? I just want to close it and get back to... When we first had this open... we didn't have any animation here. I don't know how to force kill an app in visionOS. If I do that and I just do this, it reopens. I was hoping that double tapping the home button would do something. Like long press this. Close freeform. Any new stuff that you're going to do now that we have the new lineup details? Do you need to update your apps again? No, I don't think I have anything. How are you doing, Earl? No, I don't think that anything needs to change for my apps. I am thinking that I will add a shortcut thing to Beaties whenever I get back to that app to use it with the action button. I can't think of anything that I would do for Highlighter or Kineo. Although, oh crap. Scroll notes totally would make sense to have support for the action button, wouldn't it? Dang it, you've driven me. Hold on. Is there just like an open app shortcut? Like, can I just do that by default? Yeah, there is just an open app shortcut. So if somebody really wants to build scroll notes support, no, don't open shortcuts. Dang it. Scroll. There you go. Yeah, then they can do that. And so then you would just press the action button. Yeah, if you mean in shortcuts, then there should be. Yeah, so if somebody wanted to, because yeah, it would definitely be a cool idea to set the action button. You just automatically open scroll notes, but there's nothing in there that I can add that I'm thinking of that doesn't already really exist. It would just be like an open scroll notes thing. But yeah, that would be a good idea. I don't have that. Or I guess there's nothing I could do that would really make sense for it. Yeah, BDs I think is a good idea to add shortcut support to, you know, just add a new entry. Because then you just like pull out your phone, you go doop, and it goes, what do you want? And you enter the value, and then it saves it. I think that's a good use of the action button. I can't think of anything to do with Kineo, Highlighter, because both of those require like opening a document. Debigulator. I'm going to debigulate my last image. I don't think that's super helpful. Yeah, I can't think of anything for those. And then like, yeah, what other... I don't think there was anything else that really came up as like, oh yeah, this is going to be a benefit to any of my apps. And the action button was really the big thing for developers. And okay, so this is the obnoxious one, which is it would be great to be able to support the double tap on the Apple Watch. But they apparently didn't make an API for that. So you just don't do that. Yeah, no, that seems a little ridiculous. But yeah, the only new thing on this was the action button. And then obviously you have way better photos. That's, I guess I should almost do marketing for Debigulator around the fact that there's photos. So that, you know, just like, oh, Debigulator, like, hey, those 48 megapixel photos, they're freaking huge, aren't they? Debigulator. We make them less freaking huge. I think that's a good marketing ploy for Debigulator on this. Yeah, the watch did get abandoned by a lot of devs. Well, it turned out that nobody wanted to like type stuff on their watch or sit there and doom scroll on their watch. I was pretty bummed when Slack give your images that iPhone 14 feel. Yeah, I was pretty bummed when Slack stopped working on the watch. But yeah, it would be funny to do a thing for the new photos. None of my apps are taking advantage of real-time ray tracing, so probably not going to do anything with that either. You used to work in a bank-associated office where you couldn't use your phone, and so yeah, you did stuff on your watch. That makes sense. Magical spatial videos. Is there anything that I could do with that? I mean, it would be nice to eventually be able to send spatial videos from Kineo. Same way that we're talking about doing on the visionOS app. But I can't think yeah. It's not worth doing right now. And B, I haven't gotten it to work. Sorry. That was what I was trying to get to. Maybe Kineo removing unwanted something, but maybe needs compositing. Are you thinking of black highlighter, maybe? Black highlighter removing stuff? So I did the other day. Friend of the show, AJ Wilson. Twitch, or not Twitch, YouTube, AJ Wilson. Posted a video. Let's say it was a short. Yeah. We're gonna stop with the music here. Nope. How do I turn off the music? Okay, yeah. And right here, he has the license plate blocked out. Which I want to know, Jay, if you're watching, did you just like set your phone down, pull out, and then like have to hop back out of the car and grab your phone? Who's recording that? But I'm like, oh, Black Highlighter should totally be able to do video so that you could do this too. But yeah, and especially, so this would be something that I could do better with iOS 17, because iOS 17 added what they called optical flow tracking. I gotta look at that. Was that in Vision or Vision Kit? Optical flow. Yeah, here we go. Directional change vectors for each pixel in the targeted image. Yeah, that's very wordy, but basically what it means is, rather than as you move around, like redetecting stuff and it just like jumps, you can smoothly animate between things. And so, I think it'd be really easy in iOS 17. Not easy, not at all easy. Sorry, that was the wrong word to use. I think it would work well in iOS 17 to be able to use Black Highlighter for video, to do exactly that kind of thing, where I scrub through a video and I find text. So in this case, it would be the license plate number. Detect that text. Why can't I get back to the video? Why am I here? Okay, yeah. Detect the text. You black it out in one view, and then it basically goes through, and as long as it continues seeing that text, and we probably want to do it in such a way that it's like, you give it like a little bit of buffer, 4 or 5 frames, because you don't want it to be like, oh, it got blurry for a second, and now you can suddenly read it. You could probably upgrade something like blackout. Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, we could go in and do video redaction of text. And so yeah, I think that would work. I don't know how do I rewind. I can't seem to rewind, but oh well. add in app purchase, so after maybe 5 or 10 free uses for people to be hooked. Yeah. So yeah, you could try it out. And then, yeah. I saw an app the other day. I'm trying to remember what app this was. And somebody, yeah. I think this was the app Suburban by Red Panda Club. If you try to use a feature, it goes, hey, do you want to try out this feature? And just trial it. So let me see if I can plug my phone in. And also we need to look up something on Urban Dictionary that's not completely ridiculous. I feel like I'm like trying to blank on what is something that's not ridiculous but is slang. There we go. Here we go. I've looked up the word yeet. Let's see if it actually pulls up. Please show up on the screen. No? It's not showing up. Okay, apparently we're not going to show it up on the screen. Anyway, general idea is, here's the Urban Dictionary definition of the word yeet. And if I click on one of the a continuing documentation, it gives me a button that says try never-ending search. Okay, I want to try it. And then it gives me another search. But what it's doing is it's giving me a sample. It's not giving me the search that I actually tried there. And so what it's doing is it's showing me, here's another similar thing to what you want to do, but we're not going to give you exactly specifically that one. We're going to give you a sample one and let you try it out and see how it works. And then if you want to do the real thing, then pay up. And so that could be another one, is like, oh, you can test out sample, you can test out the video redaction, but you have to test it out on the video that I took. And then if you want to try it out on the video you took, that's when you have to pay up and use it some other way. You always end up paying if you need the feature. Yeah. So this way, like, people can figure out that, no, it really does work, but they don't have, it is still something that they need once. Because I feel like a problem with Black Highlighter is that people don't need that kind of thing very often. And so if they download the app, and I have like a free trial, for example, like you get to try it 3 free times. They might not ever get to 3 tries, for one thing. B, they might get to it so rarely that they've done 3 free tries and then they get to it that 4th time and they don't even remember that they've done it 3 free times, and they try it again. They're like, why is it, suddenly not letting me do anything? And so that might be a problem there. Whereas I feel like if I let them try it out, but I only let them try it out on sample data, that might be a better option. So that's what I'm wondering. But yeah, those are my... Yeah, that was the one extra new feature idea that I had. And that's more an iOS 17 feature than a new hardware feature. Time to go eat. Have a great stream. Yeah, I'll see you later. But yeah, so let's... Yeah, I don't think there was anything else with regards to new features. Because there wasn't anything new on the... Like, what was new on the Apple Watch Ultra other than the double tap? Nothing special, right? And then, yeah, I don't think there's anything that I can get benefit-wise out of the fact that you now have USB-C. Because if there was anything that I could get out of having USB-C, I would have done it on iPad already anyway. Yeah. New system on a chip. You have the double tap, which, again, it exists on the other one. You think people caught hype for iPhone 15? You think it's going to sell well? I think it'll be pretty decent because of the USB-C switch. I feel like a lot of people probably were holding out for that one. And so they might upgrade just because of that. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's a big change. But I mean, I think that the USB-C change is kind of a big deal. There's not too much here. With new stuff on the watch, the Ultra 2, sorry. So yeah, I can't think of anything here. Yeah, this is the new... I don't remember what SIP stands for. It's the system on a chip, but that's SoC. That's not SIP. I don't remember what SIP stands for. System in a puddle. Yeah. Precision finding for iPhone. That's another nice one. Yeah. I don't think that we can even tie into that, though. Yeah, I think they did mention it in the event. I just don't remember what it was. But yeah, I think you're right that they definitely mentioned that. I don't remember what the value was. Oh well. Let's go back to trying to figure out our app. So, what's interesting here is they have a completely different UI than what we actually do. So, if we go back to the home, Kineo Vision. I keep wanting to click my Xcode burning UI. Yeah, their thing looks similar, but different. No recents. Yeah. They have like an actual boards section here. Whereas this one, it's got like a file picker, but this looks like a system file picker type deal. And I don't seem to have, whoops, that was not scrolling. Let's reset our UI. They don't have... What's the word I'm looking for? I'm completely blanking. Like an actual location in here. There's no iCloud. There's no on my device. No, nothing like that. There's also not for this one, but it almost seems like this has like a default area that it's set to. And so that almost feels like a different problem. And yeah, if it lets us try to create it, but then it just says the document can't be opened. So I'm not entirely sure what the right deal is here. Let's go take a look at some other apps to see if there's anything here that makes more sense. So photos, probably not. I mean, let's go look at files. I mean, that seems like a good place to start. Yeah, see, okay, so this has recents and shared, but then it's also got on my Apple Vision Pro and iCloud Drive, which this does not have. And so that's confusing to me. How do we make this have on my Apple Vision Pro? That's the question. I think that's what we need to figure out. My watch is telling me it's time to stand. I'm not going to do that. I don't have a standing desk. I can't stand on stream. Unless y'all just want to look at my torso for several minutes. Yeah, let's go back to Safari. Building a document-based app with SwiftUI. You want to bet that this, like... Can we make this work on visionOS? If we just say, like, yeah, try running this on visionOS. Does this work at all? Because they don't seem to have anything in here that's... has that kind of information. And this is all we've done here. Document group, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything in here that we've missed. What the heck? Okay, so we need to look at what their... Yeah, and that just works. So we need to figure out what their app is doing different than our app. Because they actually have... Oh, this is files. They actually had on my Vision Pro. Document-based app. What they don't have is that menu to get back, though. That's interesting. I have no idea how to, like, now that I've done this, how do I get back to that thing? Close document-based app. Nope, that still gets me here. I think I'm going to need to just delete this app and reinstall it. Click the wrong button. Let's rerun that. Yeah, they have on my Apple Vision Pro an iCloud Drive, which we don't have. So let's go see. Like, do they have some kind of capability that we don't have? I mean, I know we didn't put... Yeah, they don't have any... Well, okay, hang on. We're not looking at the iOS. No, we are looking at the iOS one. Yeah, there's no extra capability in here, so it's not like the app group's capability or anything like that. Resource tags, info. So this is the only other thing that I can think of, is that we've got this document types. NS ubiquitous document user activity type. Where? NS ubiquitous document user activity type. That's got to be for handoff, right? Google, yeah, sure. Yeah, for handoff. Okay. So I don't think that that's something that we're going to deal with right now. That would be cool to support handoff eventually. But I highly doubt that that's the difference between us showing that thing or not. So yeah, option A is, hey, thanks for the follow. Zeri Will. There's too many vowels there. Zeriwell. Zeriwell. Thank you. How much is an apple weighing? Oh, I got it? Nice. Okay, so yeah, exported type identifiers, imported type identifiers. Let's, well, no, example text is a different one. So let's get this filled out. Exported type identifiers. Let's go fill that out and see if that helps. Earl, if you're asking an actual question, I have no idea what you're asking. Did I say something about apps weighing something that didn't make sense? Because the size? Oh, like how big is this app? It's a great question. Let's find out. Where is our build folder? It's around here somewhere. Show build folder. .6 megabytes. That's how big the visionOS app that we've built so far is. That's not too bad. Animation. Okay, what did we give our identifier? That was in here. This is com.cocotype.kineo.flipbook. Because I like chaos. That's what that is. Conforms to. Where's our other document? There we go. Public.data, public.content. Yep, that sounds like us. We are both data and content. We have no reference URL. We do have an extension. Let's call it Kineo. Not 100% sure if I want to commit to that being .kineo right now because I feel like we're going to eventually have different file types. Like I said earlier, I'm looking to update our file type, and so I don't know if I want to give... Hey, thank you for the follow, spaced out turtle. I don't know if I want to give the legacy type .kineo. Maybe the next one can be .kineo. But yeah, the legacy one, probably not quite what we want. But yeah, so Kineo, perfect. Let's build and run that and see if it made our life any better. It did. Okay, that was all we needed. Perfect. Still can't actually create it. Document untitled.kineo could not be opened. No location available to save untitled.kineo. Okay, what if I go here? Now I have a create document thing, and that did that. Our window is not the size that we want it to be. It is getting the, oh God. It's very jittery, but it is getting the uniform resizing. What we don't have is our film strip, which appears to be back here in the corner. So we can't actually do anything with it. And we still don't have our menu. So I'm beginning to wonder if that menu's unrelated. But let's go back to our documentation and see if there's anything there about that. I feel like that's going to be like a toolbar thing. And then, yeah, maybe we don't want document group. Maybe that's a bad thing to have. Because it's like limiting what we're able to actually do. But yeah, let's go to... Will you be able to use iPad Pro as input to Kineo while drawing to visionOS with AirPlay? I mean, not before you ask the question. I heard you can request to test your visionOS app at some of Apple's locations. Do you think you're going to do that? What am I allowed to say about that? I think I've seen people saying, talking about the visionOS labs. So yes, I plan to do that. I do plan to attend the labs. I've definitely seen people talking about, oh yeah, I've been in the labs. I can't tell you anything or I'd have to kill you, but I did go to the lab. So whereas we read the thing on the if you are like ordering a headset and you try to get a headset, you can't say anything about whether or not you actually got a headset. Whereas the, I think, and you know, if you suddenly see a red dot on my forehead, somebody tell me. But I'm pretty sure about the developer labs. So yeah, they've got the compatibility evaluations where you basically just send them your app. And this is for iPad apps that you're not really changing anything. You can send them your app and then they'll take a look at it and then, you know, don't worry about it, I guess. Like that's all it is. Then there's the developer labs where you actually get to go in and try it out. And then there's the developer kit, which is like, oh, I want you to like, we're going to send this to you and you got to keep it under lock and key and blah, blah, blah. And this one is like top secret. You can't know anything about it. You can't even tell people whether or not like you got one or not. Whereas this one, I think they're less cranky about it. You can tell people, oh yeah, I totally went to this lab. I did this thing. They don't have any information on this page. Whereas I think if I go to the other page, and I'm so paranoid about this, I'm gonna top secret. Like, what do they have on here? What kind of secret information do they have on here? I'm not even signed in, so you wouldn't have been able to see anything anyway. Wow, this page is so secret that 1Password is just refusing to work. It's like, I'm not even allowed to see this page. Do you get a discount as a dev for visionOS? No, of course not. Absolutely not. Apple doesn't give us discounts on anything. Like way back in the day, you used to be able to get discounts if you were a registered developer, but that was back when annual developer stuff cost like $1,500. Ever since they dropped the cost to $99 a year, no, you don't get any discounts with that. You really want to develop a visionOS app just to test one in their labs? Hey, do it. Yeah, okay, so there's still no information. Even logged in, there's no information on the developer labs page about like agreements or anything. But I'm pretty sure if I go to the other page, it had information. I mean, we definitely went and looked at the PDF at one point and it was all there. But yeah, I am pretty sure that I'm allowed to say yes. I'm planning on going to one of the labs. So that's, you know, if I have ruined my chance to go to the labs by saying that, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But I've definitely seen other people like what's the thread equivalent of tweet about it? Yeah, here's Michaela Carone threading. It's official. I'm going to the Vision Pro Labs. So, yeah. I am also going to the Vision Pro Labs. And now, hopefully, if I get in trouble for saying that, I'm taking Michaela down with me. I don't know. That wasn't how I wanted that to go down, to say that, but, yeah. No, that's the plan. Yeah, I plan on going to the visionOS apps. So that's kind of why I'm like rushing to try and do some more work on it now. Is I'm really eager to get it. I want to have like a solid app ready to present there. I don't want to be building like Hello World while I'm sitting in the labs. I want to have my code actually working and be able to, you know, do useful things with it. Toolbar role, browser. Use this modifier to configure the semantic role for content populating your app's toolbar. SwiftUI uses this role when rendering the content of your app's toolbar. So I'm wondering if this is actually what I have to change in order to get the thing that I want. So we're gonna go try that. Let's go back to Kineo. Let's actually undo our changes to this document-based thing. We'll comment these out. We'll come back to this part. But right now I feel like it's causing me more problems than I want. Yeah, here's our app that we actually want. Yeah, let's look into our toolbar stuff. Root view, editing view. Editing view has a toolbar here. So what happens if we give this a toolbar role of editor? Does that change anything? Not as far as I can tell. Toolbar role of navigation stack. Also no. Toolbar role of browser. Still no. Okay. iOS document menu toolbar. I feel like there was like a new thing in iOS 16, iOS 15. I don't remember specifically which one. And yeah, specifically iPadOS. Next to the title, the toolbar can include a document menu that contains standard and app-specific commands that affect the document as a whole, such as duplicate, rename, move, and export. So I think that's, yeah, the document menu. But how do I actually do that? Oh, hang on. Here's visionOS. If necessary, consider including a pull-down menu. But yeah, what is this document menu? This is what I'm curious about. How do I implement that? How can you read this info? This is developer.apple.com. Specifically, this one is the human interface guidelines. So if you go to developer.apple.com, you click design up in the top left or top middle. Then you click read the human interface guidelines right here. That's where all of this information is. And yeah, this is some really neat information. But I am specifically looking for changes to the toolbars in iOS, iPadOS. Not the most recent one, but somewhat recent. behavioral style. No, this is not what I want. Are games going to run natively on Vision? Yes. I think they're planning on having several games natively run on Vision. I haven't seen too many 3D games that people have really started getting into. But yeah, I mean, they showed off in their initial keynote, like, an NBA game. I don't remember. What's the popular NBA franchise video games? NBA 2K, maybe? They showed that running in Vision. Yeah, 2K. They showed that running in visionOS. visionOS? Vision Pro? I thought they did. This just seems to be like somebody... Oh, yeah, no, this is... Yeah, see, they're playing with the PS5 controller. And they're playing NBA 2K. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Yeah. So all I think we've seen so far are like these hovering windows. But I think that's probably also because all they did was take the iPad app and run it there. But it'd be pretty cool if, yeah, we start seeing some like actual 3D games. But I don't think that they've shown anything like that yet. But I do think it, because of the like limited abilities, limited control schemes that they've got right now, we're not going to see some of the things that we see on like MetaQuest. I don't expect to see like Beat Saber on here, at least not at launch. I don't expect to see Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, not yet. I think that they'll figure that out eventually, but I think that, yeah, where we're going to start is going to be games that are 2D or 2.5D, where like it'd be cool if you had this and it was like this portal into the area, and like you could at least see like a parallax effect, you know, like as you move your head around, you can see around the players, for example. Yeah, I did see Death Stranding running on the iPhone 15. That's gonna be cool. Yeah, they said, what was it, Death Stranding, and like what is weird is it's iPhone 15 Pro only, Pro and Pro Max. But yeah, Death Stranding, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Resident Evil Village, and RE4 Remake. So I think those are the 4 games that they showed off running natively on iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max during the keynote yesterday, or Tuesday, Monday. When was that? What time is it? What day is it? Where are we? Who am I? But yeah, I think those are the big 4 games. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we're going to put console quality games on here. So that'll be interesting to see. And yeah, I expect to see, I mean, this thing is running an M2. One would hope that we can play some pretty decent games on there. And especially like, I don't know, by the time it ships, will we have the M3? Will they just like silently bump it to the M3 and make it even better? Who knows? More work for devs. Yeah. You don't think it'll be the M3? I'm hoping the M3 gets the enhanced ray tracing stuff that the A17 Pro that they just announced has, because like even the M2 doesn't have that, and I think that'll be pretty interesting. They're like, oh yeah, we made ray tracing way better. We basically gave you like 3090 level ray tracing on a chip that fits in a phone. Like, oh, okay, neat. All right, yeah, let's try to figure out this navigation bar stuff, because I'm lost and confused. Legacy customizations? But we don't want legacy customizations. We want the new customizations. Was it in Toolbar instead? No. This is along the bottom edge of your interface. Yeah, it was definitely a navigation bar change. It's like browser. How about if I spell that right? Definitely do not only search within human interface guidelines. We're not in the human interface guidelines anymore. Sorry. Toolbar role, browser. I'm not going to have the hiccups on stream. I refuse. Let's just start looking at the WWDC videos. Explore navigation design for iOS. It's not quite what we're getting at. There's a lot of things that talk about navigation. Should I type in navigation bar? Oh, that didn't help. Oh, I put quotes around it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Explore navigation design. SwiftUI on iPad. What's new in iPad app design? Build a desktop class iPad app. This is what we're looking for. We'll start by using the new navigation bar API to surface powerful functionality, increase UI density, blah, blah, blah.
In iPadOS 16, UI...
I'm talking. And can we make this a little bit bigger? There we go. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for here. This little menu. That's what I want. We have 3 different level or styles. We've got navigator, browser, and editor, and we tried all 3 of those in visionOS, and it didn't seem to do anything. But I think that that's mostly a matter of we didn't get this little menu. I want to figure out how to get that menu. Gotta go to sleep. Great stream, great work. Hey, thank you. Have a good night. Okay. Leading title, though, is what it calls it still. Title menu with document info. Okay, so we need to basically wait for him to get to that part. Yeah, let's fast forward. Menu attached to title. Actions for entire context. Yes, this is exactly what we want. Please tell me how to do this. We use the UI documents file URL to instantiate a UI document properties object. Okay. I think we can work with that. And then we set it as a navigation item document properties. So that gets set on navigation item directly. So what's the SwiftUI equivalent of that? Document properties. I guess we need to go find UI navigation item. Yep, here we go. UI navigation item. Document properties. Ooh, there's a title menu provider too. Assign a non-nil value to this property to display a document header at the top of the title menu. blah, blah, blah. There's also a title menu provider. Closure that generates the navigation item's title menu. Before displaying the title menu, UIKit validates each element in the menu you return by traversing the responder chain, blah, blah, blah. And you can use the suggestions directly, or you can add something to the suggestions. Okay. What is the equivalent of this in SwiftUI? None of these are explaining anything. SwiftUI toolbar title menus? That sounds better. Toolbar title menu just goes in there like that. Okay. Are you serious? Is that it? Are you just reacting to that? And I don't know. Is that what OMG is? Is that it was that simple? Yeah. Hey, yeah, that would do it. Okay. So can we put this in Canvas toolbar content, which has a body here? And then we say toolbar title menu. Look at that. Okay. Let's just stick something dumb in here for right now. So like, let's put our share button in here. Share button. No, what am I doing? Toolbar title menu. That's what I'm looking for. Well, that's easy enough. Okay. I also saw toolbar title display mode. Type that defines the behavior of a title of a toolbar. Use values of the type in conjunction with toolbar title display mode. So yeah, maybe I want to do that on our view as well. But let's start with this. Let's just try putting something in there at all. Okay, yeah, so it's not there. I think first problem is we don't have a title at all, which is probably a problem. Second of all, I actually don't know if there's a second of all. Definitely the first problem is that we don't have a title at all. Do we even have like a navigation stack? That might be the root problem. We don't have a navigation stack. So yeah, what do we got? We got our root view. Our root view just has a, do we contain a thing at all? Okay, so let's add a navigation view. Navigation stack. So there's our navigation stack. Let's give this a title editing. I'm just gonna see if that changes anything. Okay. There's our share button. This isn't what I want though. I mean, it's not what we want. But it's really not what we want. So what we want is what Freeform has, which is this little guy. I'm wondering if this is a title menu at all. I'm wondering if this isn't just a different toolbar. Or at least a different toolbar button. Because yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like that was what we wanted. So what if we get rid of this? So get rid of that. What if we give ourselves, yeah, we've got these item groups, bottom ornament, bottom ornament, bottom ornament. What if we say toolbar item group, placement is dot, there's a bunch of different options here. Status, navigation, start with navigation. Let's just put a share button in there for now. I kind of feel like let's just start trying to put stuff everywhere and see what happens. It's the name of the game right now. So we don't have anything here. Placement dot. I feel like bottom bar is wrong. I mean, I guess we could see if it tells us what any of those are. So toolbar placement. Accessory bar. This seems to be like a macOS only thing. So there's tab bar. The tab bar is along the side. Navigation bar. Also, are we toolbar placement, toolbar item placement? I think this is we actually want toolbar item placement. Status. See, they say in macOS it does this. In iPadOS and iOS it does this. But none of these say in visionOS. Here's what it does. You know what? I think we need to start Googling more aggressively. visionOS freeform top menu. How do I do that? Wow, this seems like a very misleading thumbnail. This is what I'm trying to say. visionOS freeform top menu. I need like a visionOS dev. Swift UI. There's not really anything in here. I don't understand. Nobody else is trying to duplicate this? Or is it just so easy that I'm the only person who doesn't know how to build it? don't know. I feel like I'm blanking on how to do this. The only other thing I can think of is we put just a button in an ornament up top, and it's just like a pop-down button. I mean, why don't we try that? It's not a toolbar at all. Ornament, attachment, anchor, dot. It's weird that this has like a dot scene and nothing else. But yeah, let's go with the top. And then our ornament has, sure, our share button again. Why not? I mean, this is close to what we want, but it's behind our window instead of on top of it. Or is it on top of it? No, it is on top of it. It's just very transparent. But then, yeah, we almost need to like offset it to make it float above the thing. I feel like this is not quite what we're looking for, but I mean, maybe we're getting close. Maybe that is what we want. Okay, so now we need like a drop-down menu, right? Pull-down buttons. Can I create? Yeah. Swift UI button menus. How to show a menu when a button is pressed. Literally just call it menu. Okay. That makes life easy. Menu. Content. Label. Perfect. Our content is... Yeah, what does freeform do? They have the app icon for some strange reason. Which, I mean, I guess, okay. And they've got the name of the app. And then they've got a little drop-down menu. And in there, they've got open, duplicate, all of these other things. Export. So yeah, I mean, maybe we just make ours. Oh, I'm giving myself no way to get out of that. We just make ours a drop-down menu. I don't know. Image. System name. Image. System name. Yeah, thank you. Square and arrow up. Wait, that's the label. Sorry. And then I guess we put some buttons in here. Share button. Let's just put the same share button 3 times. Why not? Okay. I mean, that's kind of what we want. We need to give it the glass effect again, I think. Do I need to put that on image here? Oh god, that looks terrible. What happened here? It's not at all what I want. Abort. Is menu not a view? Menu's absolutely a view. Why was it telling me that I couldn't put this on menu? Yeah, well. Oh, I see what's going on. It's because of the freeform window. It's like, what is happening here? There we go. Okay. So that gives us our menu. So then really what we need is we need to just move this up, which we've already done with our canvas sidebar. Yeah, we basically just gave ourselves padding. So, okay, let's give ourselves padding. Bottom. 100, sure, why not? That's a little too much, but... I mean, that's basically what we're trying to get at, right? Let's open freeform again, knowing that that's kind of our problem. Oops. See, this thing keeps opening. This is not what I want. Yeah, I mean, this is basically what we want. I need to figure out how to have the chevron there. And then, yeah, maybe we are just putting our app icon in a circle and some text. And then, yeah, when we rename it, you rename it like that. Okay, how do I have menu tell whether or not it's selected? Creating a menu from a configuration? Use this initializer within the make body configuration method of a menu style instance. Okay, so this is if we're making our own menu style. Okay, menu style configuration. Just has label and content. I mean, this feels like it would be a lot more useful if I knew whether or not it was open or not. Creating a menu with an image label. Yeah, none of these seem to have a, like, what if I want to build this with, it's got a drop down thing and I want it to open up or not. It doesn't seem like I have that ability. Disclosure controls are available in iOS, iPadOS, and visionOS with the disclosure group view. I don't think this is what we want. Because, I mean, it feels like menu is basically exactly what we want here, right? We can try it. Menu. Okay, so instead of menu, we have disclosure group. It's got a title key and some content. Okay, yeah, let's put some title key in here. Menu. Content. No, that's not quite what we want. I see what it's going for. And it is animating the way that we want, but it's not not quite. We don't want it to change spacing like that. I do like how his face. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we just really don't have a way to show that. Unless there's something else on menu that I'm missing. Menu style. Okay, yeah, what are my menu styles? Button. Toggles the display of the menu's contents when pressed. Okay. Bordered button. Don't use it. It's deprecated. Use menu style with button and button style with bordered. So basically, my only option is button. Okay, well, I don't think that changing this one is going to do anything, but oops, yeah, it would help to actually stop dot menu style. Why am I not able to do any of these things? Dot button. Let's try getting rid of the glass background effect now. Okay, so that did leave it as a button. But yeah, we don't have any disclosure triangle still. Oh well. I guess we just don't have that ability. Yeah, I would really love to tweak this spacing, but I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, I mean, this is basically what we want, is you have the thing here, you click it, it takes you down here, you do some stuff, game over. That's the end, right? I think that's what we want. Okay. Why did we do all of this in the first place? We definitely saw what they were doing with Freeform. And we were like, oh, this is where we should put our navigation stuff. And maybe it is. Maybe it is where we should put our navigation stuff. We could put gallery in here. We could put our export stuff in here. Share, sorry. I don't know that we have a rename. Yeah, because we haven't decided whether or not we want our thing to have names. But share, open, or gallery. Yeah, calling that open seems really weird to me. Between apps that are running at the same time, you will be able to drag and drop files. You can. I have done that already. It is a pain in the butt to try to do in the simulator. But you can do it. I don't know if this will work or not. Ta-da! That is actually one of the main things that I want to... Ow! Just my foot, and I smacked my toe against the desk. That is one of the main things that I want to do at the lab, is get that working well, because I added a thing in my app. Nope, this is not at all where we want to go. Generally, the idea is... Let's try this. Okay, hold on. Photos. I'm hoping that Photos would be able to do the like lift subject lifting. Basically, I made a fake version of this. It's probably going to be easier for me to find on Mastodon than to redo this. So iOS dev dot space / CocoaType. Nope, that's not where I live, apparently. At CocoaType. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hey, there we go. Oh, apparently I didn't show actually drag and dropping it onto Kineo. Anyway, I made it so that you could do that, because that's what I want to be able to do, is like you're going to be able to grab a photo or grab a subject from a photo and drag and drop it onto Kineo, and then you can like move them around, and that'll be your character effect. But yeah, that's the theory. I don't know if that's the practice, but yeah, that's really what I want to be able to do. And then the other thing that I want to be able to do that I'm not 100% sure that I can get working, or yeah, the thing that I really want to try in the real world is I want to have the ability to turn off the background. Oh, I already have that partially. Turn off the background so that you can like stand somewhere and then you can like trace the real world, or, you know, open up Safari and put Safari behind Kineo and then trace Safari or trace a photo that way. So like, let me undo. Oh, I don't have undo apparently. Undo. There we go. So yeah, like let's open up photos, for example. And let's put the cat back here. And then yeah, this is the part where it's kind of a pain to do with the simulator because the simulator's 2D, not 3D. Just drag this over here. And then let's like turn back around. Jeez. Also, the controls for the simulator are not what you would expect if you ever do like video gaming. Okay, so now it's like slightly behind. So now let's switch back to Kineo. Go down. Good down. There we go. Like, oh yeah, here I've got Kineo, and like now, sorry. Now let me trace. Jesus. This is why simulator's really hard to use. Okay, let me trace the cat. Like, cat goes here. Blah blah blah. You know, I'm real good at drawing cats, so. Here. There's my cat. And then if I turn the background back up, check it out. Cat. And I traced it from the real world. So yeah, that's my dream of things that you're going to be able to do in the app, is you're going to be able to do stuff like that. And so I'm really excited about the kinds of things that you can do in a shared space, where you're not limited to apps that, even on iPadOS, like they don't really live in the same world. You've kind of just got two apps side by side. But like on macOS, you can kind of like imagine that I had this and this window was, you know, semi-transparent, and I could do stuff behind that, or I can like move things around and I can drag them side by side. You can start to do that on iPad, but macOS like has so much more that you're able to do. Even if you're like me and you love full screen and everything's full screen, I still think there's a little bit more collaboration between apps in macOS than there is in any iOS derived system. And I think visionOS is going to be the first system that gets anywhere near that what macOS has. And so it's like, oh yeah, I can put my app, put Kineo and put like other pieces and like actually grab bits from other apps, put that in, grab, you know, trace stuff from the real world, do things like that. And so I'm pretty interested to see. I'm pretty excited to work on stuff like that, where it's like, oh, we're actually making the app work together, like make apps touch each other and talk to each other and interact with each other in a almost physical sense. Like I'm putting this app behind this other app. It's not really a thing anywhere other than macOS at this point. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, I definitely need to be able to play with what does this feel like? How does this work? And I don't want to just be like, well, I mean, Remember when Parallels had coherence mode? I don't actually know what that is. But yeah, I want to mess with the UI for this a lot because I don't like this UI for this. But I almost want like a how visible is the current layer? How visible is whatever type UI? I think that'll be interesting for Kineo. And then yeah, I really need to figure out the sharing system. Combine your Windows apps into the macOS UI? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I vaguely remember that existing. That does not let me get rid of it unless I actually save it. Fine, I'm gonna save it in here. Save. Oh, it just never gets rid of it. Okay, cool. That seems like functionality that I should fix. But yeah, so those are the kinds of things that I want to be able to do. And yeah. It's 7 o'clock. I really wanted to stream for longer tonight, but I feel like I need dinner. And I don't really have like a plan for what else I want to do. Oh yeah, we said we were gonna hang on. No, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep burning. I want to get the gallery to actually open. Let's do that. I'm gonna say we're gonna get the gallery to open from the button that we have in the menu, and then that'll be it. We'll call it there. And actually, gallery and share. I think we've already got share in there, but let's give it like a title, something like that. You know, crazy, I know. But yeah, let's do that. Let's get a share button and a gallery button inside that editing menu, and then we can call it for tonight. Editing view. Ornament. Yeah, so this is our kind of top ornament. Be nice. Can I move this into like a view modifier? I feel like we should. Yeah, at the very least, we should move this into a thing. So let's do that. Let's call this like document menu. Or maybe editing menu. Editing menu. That sounds like a better idea. Editing menu. And let's spell it correct. That also seems like a good plan. All right. Go into here, grab that, and then we can just say editing menu. Perfect. All right. I think we will need to take in is exporting the same way Canvas toolbar content does. In fact, Canvas toolbar content can probably stop taking that in. How does gallery view work? Where do we have that? Canvas sidebar, editing state. It has a gallery button. Gallery button calls show gallery. Oh, which is an environment thing. Okay. Intriguing. I actually kind of want to. Okay, so let's come back to this part. Let's leave gallery button here. Let's open up share button. Because yeah, right now, whoop. How did we end up back here? Share button. It was very strange. We've got an image here, but I think what we actually want is a label. And we can do a title and system image. So we're going to call this share button dot title. I'm also going to fix this. I don't know what happened here. Okay. Share button dot title, and our system image is this. I don't know why I commented that out as opposed to just replacing it. So there's our share button. We'll put our share button in our menu. Our editing menu needs to take in is exporting as a binding. Boop. Let's not get rid of it from there right yet. Is exporting as a binding. Perfect. Not perfect. Undefined symbols. Come back to that. I think we need to just set this up. Yeah, that was all it was. Okay. So we've got that. That should be our share button. Yeah, let's just see what that does. I'm actually also curious. Oh, does this give us the little hover? No, it doesn't. As I say, is that going to just have our title by default? No, is the answer to that question. But yeah, we do have our share button there. Share button title. So that'll be a good start. Let's yeah, let's add our gallery button here too as well. So I think where we want to start, let's just, yeah, this one we will comment all of this out because this is going to break our sidebar pretty badly. But label visionOS dev, yep. I will explain that in a second. As I say, I'm going to jump right into explaining what I'm making, but it'll be better if I can show you what I'm making rather than trying to describe it. This is like, I'm just going to jump in and explain it. It's a lot easier to show than tell. Oh god, yeah, see, I told you that was going to break. Yeah, we need to put this here. Hold on. I promise I will tell you what it is. We're gonna just be a little less broken first. There we go. Okay. Hey, Tukes. Oh no, too many people are showing up when I said I'm about to leave. This is what I get. This is an app, and yeah, don't worry about how ugly this is. I'm trying to fix some UI. This is an app that allows you to draw frame-by-frame flipbook style animations and animate them. It exists on iPad and iPhone already. Here, I can actually show you what it looks like on iPad. Maybe. You ever think of switching to web? No, not really. No, apparently the iPad one is not going to show up. Try one more time. Nope. Okay, not going to work. But I can show you one that I've already got. Where basically, yeah, you draw animations frame by frame, and it's got a little bit of showing you the preview of each one, and then you can play your animations. And so this app already exists for iPhone and iPad, and I am porting it to visionOS. But then something that I want to do with the visionOS version is I want to be able to make 3D animations. Not fully 3D. You're not going to have like a sphere for your ball here, but it's going to be like a puppet theater type effect where you can have flat 2D characters and you can have them pass in front of or behind each other. That's kind of what I'm working towards doing on visionOS. Right now I don't have that. Right now it's still just a single layer, but that is the goal of what I'm doing. And so right now what I was trying to do is switch exactly what you saw, where I switch back to like, here's the other ones that I've worked on. And if I could get my overlay to work, then I would totally show you, but I can't. It's not working, but so I'll just hold it up to the screen. But I have a version of this that has all of our animations in it. You can scroll through it and get, see, now this is what I get for trying to just hold things up. I swear I normally have an overlay that totally works, but today I don't. But yeah, just like scroll through it and you can see different versions and whatnot. And yeah, that was what I was working on tonight, was doing something like that here. And then what I wanted to have was adding a navigation item to this, and you can go in and you can like create a new animation in here and whatnot. So that was what I was doing. And then, yeah, this is where you're going to be able to share your outputs, and you're going to be able to close that window at some point, which right now you can't do. But then, yeah, I was moving the gallery button from the left side over here to this menu as well. So that's where you can get into it. And then I was going to remove it from this thing so that we have more space for our, what I call the film strip. So actually, we can just get rid of this VStack entirely. But yeah, so there we've got that space there, and now you can come in and there's your different, like, document level buttons. So yeah, that is what I'm working on right now. And then, yeah, let's go add that navigation bar to the gallery itself. Let's get rid of that. And then, yeah, where is our gallery? Here we go. So we had that, and then, yeah, what we wanted to do was, I guess we want to put this in. Yeah, where's our root view? Let's put this in a navigation stack. And then, well, I think I eventually want to put this button somewhere else, but let's do toolbar. Is there a toolbar with placement? No? And then we're just going to put a button here for now that is and I don't know that we have anything that we do yet, so we're just gonna print, create new document. I think we just create a new document when we launch now. Yeah, that's basically what we currently do. Yeah, so we got a little plus button in here. That plus button will eventually allow us to create a new document. Ooh, even we get the hover and it says new document. That's cool. But yeah, so that's the goal there. And then I guess we need to get rid of our glass background effect that we have here. So yeah, that'll be what our app does. I eventually want to make this gallery window bigger than the real window, but I haven't done that yet. And then yeah, clicking this plus button will create a new document. You can start something brand new. All of that. So yeah, unfortunately, I know some people just joined, but I did say I was going to get these last two buttons working, and then I was going to call it a night. And I got those two buttons working, and I'm going to call it a night. So thank you all for watching. I will be back definitely Monday at my usual time of 7 p.m. Pacific. If I'm feeling good, I will try to be back sometime tomorrow to continue working on this functionality. But yeah, no, I think, what did we talked about what we wanted to do. Okay, so yeah, we also talked about, oh, hey, thank you for the follow, Pashley. We opened that issue, and it turns out we're not going to do that. So, but what did I add to, what do we want to do with the gallery? We added a create new animation button. We got way off track in adding that create new animation button because we looked into changing how we actually wanted to do getting to the gallery, but it's okay. You know, we went a little off the beaten path and did some more stuff. Gallery window should be bigger than the drawing window. I think that's a big one that we want to figure out. And then yeah, animating reordering when the window resizes, because right now, I don't know if anybody was here when I first did this. If you do this, it's like, oh, it just like jumps. It's kind of gross looking. So I want that to not do that. I want it to nicely animate and reflow when you resize that. So those are the big things that I'm going to work on next. And yeah, hope to see you around. Thanks for watching, and everybody have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.